Now, with all this advocacy talk, you might ask the question, how do laws even get introduced or changed? And I'll give you a brief tutorial if any of you are interested. Each congressional session runs for 60 calendar days. The legislators schedule several weeks of interim committee meetings leading up to the regular session, and in those interim meetings they discuss possible legislative goals. Florida congressional representatives, those are the congressmen, the House, are limited to 7 bills for legislative session. Bills originating in the House are designated as HB or House bill, and they are always odd numbers. That's something I never knew before until I was doing research for this presentation. Florida senators have no limits. They can introduce as many bills as they want, but in speaking to some of them, they want their bills to count, and they're worried about their legacy, so they don't want to introduce frivolous bills or just tremendous numbers of bills that sort of waters things down. Senate bills are always designated as SB for Senate bill, and they're always even numbers. I don't know how they came up with that designation of odd and even, but I guess it makes sense. Most bills filed in one chamber will have a companion bill filed in another chamber. All bills must contain a title that provides the general topic of the bill, an enacting clause, and an effective date. Bills are introduced, which is called the first reading, and then they go through various committees. The first one being the Criminal Justice Subcommittee. That's a detailed review for potential impact on the criminal justice system for any proposed legislation. Then a bill goes through the Justice Budget Subcommittee, and they do that to determine what the fiscal impact is going to be on the justice system, and what are the financial impacts on state revenue and expenditures, because money talks, right? Then the Judiciary Committee. Does it meet statutory requirements? What is the impact on current or existing law? Is it constitutional? Sometimes that's debatable. But that doesn't stop them from talking about it and debating about it. Upon approval by all the subcommittees, the bill undergoes 3 readings on the floor. The first one being the introduction of the bill, second one after they go through the various committees, and then a third one where there is then debate on the floor. Amendments can be proposed, changes can be proposed. The entire bill could even get scrapped at that point. But once it gets through the third reading and all of the debate, then they take a vote on the bill, and it requires a majority vote in both the House and the Senate to pass. Now, what happens when it passes? Once identical versions of the bill pass both chambers, it goes to the governor to be signed into law or vetoed. A third option, and this is something that we learned from speaking with legislators up on the Hill in Tallahassee the last time we were up there, is a bill is presented to the governor for signature, and often he will sign it, and then it becomes effective on whatever the date is in the proposed legislation. But sometimes, due to political considerations, example, the bill originated on the opposite side of the political aisle that the governor happens to be, he may not want to outright veto it because he thinks it's generally good legislation, but he also doesn't want to attach his name to it because of the political capital that would burn in doing so. And so he may just do nothing. And if he does absolutely nothing, he doesn't sign it, or it doesn't get vetoed, then it will eventually become law anyway, and he can disavow, well, I had nothing to do with the passage of that bill. And that's directly for political considerations based on party lines. That's sort of the synopsis of how the legislative process happens.